Good day, everybody. Welcome back to the flight deck. Once again, we're doing cargo operations out of Stansted. Today we are flying south down to the Isle of Jersey, and we'll be taking our load down there on the 737 freighter that you see before us here, flying for FlyUK cargo operations. Let's hop on board. We can get the aircraft set up and ready to go. All right, we'll do our pre-flight checks. We'll get the parking brake on. We'll pop up top. Turn on the battery, make sure the standby power is set to auto and the emergency exit lights are now armed. We'll pop down and we're going to ask for them to hook up the ground power, and as soon as the ground power light comes on, we'll power up the aircraft. We're fully loaded. They did it earlier today. We're just getting the aircraft up. Our load master is checking to make sure everything is good, and once we are set up here on the aircraft, we'll be set up and ready to go. So ground power is on. We'll get our lights up as we come through here. We'll get our position lights on to strobe off, but the nav lights are steady. And we'll just get a little bit of illumination down here. Get Roger's side up and the main panel. So it's a short flight today. It's about an hour and 15 minutes. We're going to swing west of London, head down out over the channel, down to Jersey itself. Let's clear the caution there. Pop all the way up top, and we'll get the IRS is aligning, and we'll turn that on so we can see our timer countdown as we go. Moving back down, we can continue on with our setup here. So passenger signs will go on by default. Electric hydraulic pumps are coming on. Yaw damper is coming on. Window heats left and right are on. We'll get the left half fuel pump up. There we go. And we'll come down here. Once the low pressure light comes on, we will start her up, and then we'll take a look at our flight plan for today, or our route anyway. All right, APU is starting up. Let's take a look at our route for today's flight. All right, so here's Navigaph. You can see we're going to be taking off out of London here, currently on runway 4. We'll check the weather before we go, though. We're going to make a series of left turns, fly out around the greater London area, head down across the channel, then down towards France, moving down the coastline here, and in on Jersey. Once down, we'll be landing on runway 26 at the moment. We'll probably come off, and we're going to taxi down here, landing down on this area down here, which is down by the cargo area, probably gate 17, 16 in that area there. So that is the plan for that and for our route today once we get down to Jersey. Alright, so the APU is up and running. APU generators will now come on. We're switched over to the APU generators. APU bleed air coming on. Packs will come on the left and right side to auto, and the isolation valve is open. Alright, dropping down here, we're going to load in our data from SimBrief. And as it's a bit of an overcast day, we're going to go into night mode here on our map. And we can pop down now and get the aircraft loaded up and ready to go. So, position initialization. We're waiting for the IRSs to come in, so we'll grab our previous position, set that in. For our route, we're going to request our flight plan out of SimBrief, EGSS to EGJJ. We'll enter that in. You can see our planning here. We're going up to 28,000 feet, flight level 280. It's 214 miles. And our alternate today is back to London if we need to. So we'll make sure our weights are all set in for our fuel and cargo. And this is the route we're going to take, so we will select it. So good news on the day of recording this, the 30th of May. It looks like we may be within a week or two of the 777 being released. It will be the 777-800ER as the first aircraft in the series that PMDG is going to release. So that will be exciting to see. We're going to hit the load button, load the route into the FMS, and we'll get the activate and execute once that is in. and then we can clear the message. So there's activate, execute, and we are good. So grabbing the weather, London Stansted Airport, 27 minutes ago. We have marginal VFR conditions. It's overcast at 11 degrees. Winds are 330 at night. So we're going to take off on runway 4. Winds are a steady 9 knots. We're looking at broken cloud at 2100, broken cloud at 2700, overcast at 3100. It's a lot of low cloud, which we could see out there. It's 11 degrees, dew point 9, and QNH is 1015. So for departing, we're going to come in here and we're going to select runway 4, and we're going to be going off on the NUG B1S. There we go, and we will execute that. For our arrival into Jersey, we're going to be landing on the ILS to runway 26. We're going to be using the LELNIJ arrival, and we're going to be doing the JSY1. JSY is the VOR down at Jersey arrival. We'll enter that in, and that is all there. We can come and look at our legs all the way down to Jersey, and then we do the turnaround and come in for the landing. First Officer Molly has made an appearance. Come on, out of there. You can't go behind the rudder pedals. Come on, out. There you go. All right, so that entered in. We are looking good. We can come back over to our performance information now, and we will request that info out of the flight plan as well. While that's doing that, we will come over now and close this down, pull up our performance tool, and we can get ready for the information we're going to lead. So we're going to be taking off on runway 04. That's all our information there. Conditions are dry. It is not raining. We'll get our CG and weights from the aircraft. We'll import the weather, hit calculate, and you can see we've got 9,000 feet of runway to use for takeoff and a good 1,000 feet remaining. And we have our numbers there. So we can pop down here again. We are going to load the information in, and we can execute. So that has us going up to flight level 32, but we're actually only going up to flight level 280 according to the briefing, so we'll change that and get those numbers to adjust over. So that's all good, and we'll go to our N1, and we're going to need the information here on the performance. So our cell temperature is going to be 51 degrees. So that's modifying for pressure and temperature and all that good stuff. It's going to be a TO1 derated takeoff. That is all entered in. And we can get the rest of the information in. So flaps 5 for departure. We're going to want a 492 on our trim. So 491, that's close enough. Take 1,100 feet there. We'll switch over here, enter the winds at 330 at 9. That is now in, and we can come back over and check our V speed. So 133, 134, 138. So 133, 134, and 138. And that's all now entered in and looking good. So we have all our takeoff data, our FMC data entered in. Clearance is obtained. ATC has given us our clearance. We're going to set our transponder code to our FlyUK call sign number. That's 5556. And we're good. Altimeters, once again, we'll set to 1015. And we're good there. Transponder set. Fueling, loading, and boarding is complete. Takeoff data is all set. 133, 134, 138. Cruise altitude, we'll come over here and dial in 2800. And the airport elevation here, if we have to return, is 350 feet. We can set up our MCP while we wait for the IRSs to align. So our initial speed is going to be V2 plus 10. That's 148. Our initial heading is going to be 42 degrees, I believe. Let me just pull up the chart here. 42 degrees. So opposite direction from where we're headed, or we're pointing at the moment. 42 degrees. And we're going to climb right up to 28,000 feet. So additional traffic out there is being provided by FSLTL. And then just giving us some of that stuff there that we see moving around. Alright, so that is done. Radios we can come down and set. So on COM 2 we're going to set the guard channel of 121.5. IRSs have just kicked in. So we'll get that dialed down to 121.5. There we go. And we're going to set 122.8, which is the standard VATSIM Unicom, although we're not on VATSIM for this flight.
3,300 climbing altitude 5,000.
Travel 2958 London, Roger, score guidance, fly heading 100 degrees.
So with that done,
And radar heading 10 degrees.
we can pop back up top. We're going to set this to our position.
EGSS 778, turn right heading 115
That's our east and west
degrees,
position, and we're going to do our tests. So there's our Mach airspeed for both sides. Stall warning test for both sides. Pop back down. We'll do our in-op test. There's our warnings and our master caution has come up. We'll do our fire test. There's the fire, lights, alarms, fire bell, master caution, recall, and all our lights have lit up. And we'll come down here now and do our squib test. There's the left side engine. These are the extinguisher squibs. And the right side engine. Alright, so that is all good. We got green lights across the board. Flight directors can now come on. Both sides. Radios are all set. And we are pretty much good for pushback. So we can come down here. We're going to go to our doors page. And we will get them to close the door. And then the wheel chocks and the ground power will be disconnected. So the door is closed, the chocks removed, ground equipment removed. We can get ready to request our push and start. Just make sure they're moving everything out of the way. There we go. Stairs have now been moved. Alright, so before we go, we're going to go center and a 20-mile bubble around the aircraft for Roger. And I'm going to go down to 10 on my side. And we are good there. Let's call for our push. Stobart will do the services for today. I don't know why they parked the Ryanair over there on the cargo side, but that's all good. That's the sim doing that. So we're flying out of Stansted here. This is a Payware airport.
Hello, Captain. We are ready for pushback.
Which is why it looks so nice. Jersey is going to be the default airport. It's been a while since we've actually been in there, but it's a nice little airport. Interesting approach. It's a short runway. We're going to be using the entire length.
Checks completed. Bypass pin inserted.
As we get ready to go here. So Tug's going to come in and hook up. For our taxi, we're going to push back. We'll be facing out this way. We're going to taxi down here to Juliet. We're going to follow Juliet all the way down to the end, and then come out for runway 04, which is down at the end here. Ryanair just landed. Looks like, well, you've got one of these Jet2 Holidays guys just landed as well. So we're kind of busy here at Stansted at the moment. Gears being locked, and we are almost ready to go. So it's going to be nose to the right, tail to the left.
Release parking brakes, please.
We have no fuel in the center tank, so we do not have to worry about that.
Commencing push.
Alright, so popping up top, we're going to turn on the fuel tanks. For the main tanks there, we're going to turn off the packs so we have bleed air for engine start. And it looks like we are good to go.
EGSS 778 heading to London 134.9.
So coming over to engine number 2, ground start.
Speedbird 729 fly heading
Start valve is open.
degrees.
We have rotation. Adding fuel.
Speedbird 729 speed 250 knots.
250 knots, Speedbird 729.
Aegean 602 reduce the holding speed now.
Reducing holding speed now, EGSS Charger.
Speedbird 347 reduce speed 250 knots.
Looking good, around 18%. We'll hear the starter
Level
cutoff.
2958 turn left heading 050 degrees.
Turn left at 050 degrees.
Watching the other aircraft out here.
Speedbird 9225 resume own navigation, begin to hold, and you can start reducing to holding speed.
We'll see the switch flick over. There's starter cutoff. Engine number 1 starting.
5 degrees.
Start valve open.
German 8 Charlie turn left heading 095 degrees and climb flight level 90.
We're not climbing level 90, so turning left heading 095, German 8 Charlie.
London, good afternoon, Monarch 9120, it's a
Adding fuel.
Papa, levelling 5,000 feet.
There's the Ryanair that just came in.
Monarch 9120 London, Roger score ident, fly heading 095 degrees.
And heading
Looks like he's coming in as well, gonna go over to that side.
9120.
Speedbird 347, descend flight level
8%.
140, reduce to holding speed.
Descend flight level 140, reduce holding speed, Speedbird 347.
Speedbird
Please set parking
9225,
brakes.
descend flight
And
level
parking brakes are
110.
set.
Waiting your confirmation for a good engine start.
Level 2958,
As soon as we get the click off here,
degrees.
there's a jetway coming out.
Left at 360 degrees, shuttle 295.
And we had the click off. Good engine
Target to
start.
ground. We have a good engine start. You can
316
disconnect.
London, Roger score ident.
And away we go. So generators for engines 1 and 2 are now online. We'll switch over to engine number 1. For the generator indicator, engine start switches are going to continuous. Probe heat is coming on. Engine anti-ice not required. Engine 1 and 2 bleeds are now on. Packs are going to auto. Recirculation fans are going to auto. Isolation valve to auto. APU bleed is off. APU is now off.
Unlocking gear.
Moving down, we'll go flaps 5.
Expedite through flight level 140, please.
170, expedite through
Elevator
140.
trim, we'll set for takeoff. We want 4.9.
120.
About there. Flight control check. Full left, full right, neutral, full forward, full back, neutral, left rudder, right rudder, neutral.
Right is clear.
Flight controls are done. Engine instruments are all checked and good. LNAV, VNAV are now armed. Auto throttle is on. Warning recall is checked.
Shuttle 295.
Sorry.
Alright, so we're going to come over here. We'll look out. Watch our crew chief there. It's getting to the point where we can see him. There's the pin. First Officer Molly guarding the door. We'll get the wave after we've given him the thumbs up that we've seen the pin. There we go. Alright, so we are good to go. So we'll come over here, we'll get the taxi light to the taxi position. Auto brakes are set to RTO. And we are going to taxi out. So brakes released. And power coming up. As this is a shorter flight, we'll cut away. We'll just stay with it for the entire time. Except when we're in cruise, I'll cut away there and just do some of the scenery as we head down. So again, the additional traffic being provided by FSLTL.
Shuttle 2958, heading to London 127.95. Thank you very much for your
We're going to
help.
head
You're a
down
star. Bye-bye.
Juliet here.
12795, good luck. Shuttle 2958.
Monarch 9120, turn left, heading 035 degrees.
All the way to the end.
Heading 05, 035.
Gonna go past the fire hall, past the Ryanair hangar.
Kilo 64 Golf, fly heading 095 degrees.
Heading 095 degrees, speedbird 64 Golf.
Tango Charlie Delta Golf Sierra, you with me?
Yes, with you, reading
Down
140.
to the
Tango
bottom
Charlie
floor,
Delta
runway
Golf
04.
Sierra, Monarch 9120, climb flight level 90.
Flight level 90, Monarch 9120.
And as always, the
November
additional
985,
color in the
flight
vegetation and stuff is being
120.
provided by
20,
Rex AccuSeasons Weather Advanced. Always gives us some very nice foliage as we
Aegean 602,
travel around.
Begin to hold.
To begin on hold, EGSS 602.
633 Delta, turn right, heading 110 degrees. Report the heading to London 134.19.
Heading 110 and 134.9, please 32 Delta, Liberty.
November 5895, fly heading 115 degrees. November
So again, this is
5895.
the cargo operations side for smaller aircraft in there.
9895.
Monarch 9120, turn left heading 025 degrees.
Heading 025, I'm heading Monarch 9128.
German Take Charlie, heading to London.
Come down by the
134.19,
big maintenance
bye-bye.
hangars here.
1349, showing that Charlie, bye-bye.
November
You see the
5895,
Ryanair
level 170.
Level 170.
branding on the hangar.
Monarch 9120, climb flight level 100.
Flight level 100, Monarch 9120.
Tango Charlie Delta Golf Sierra, climb flight level 80.
Golf Tango Charlie, Delta Golf Sierra, climbing flight level 80.
And we got some FBOs and stuff on the other side. You can see some jets and some private jets over there.
Aegean 020 London, Roger, score Haydn.
That is where they hang out.
0347, descend flight level 110.
So again, we're going to be taking off, and it'll be a pretty quick turn to the left, and that's going to take us west of London. Although we're not going to see much with the cloud cover we have here, so we'll just have to enjoy the view from above the clouds.
136 Golf, Roger, score Haydn.
All right, so here's Lima. We're going to make a right turn here, and then we will be making a left on
Monarch
Hotel.
9120, climb flight level 130.
Flight level 130,
And this will take us down to 04.
Monarch 9120, heading to London 123.9. Bye-bye.
339, heading Monarch
It's using the
9120.
whole runway.
5895, heading to London 134.9. Bye-bye.
349, bye-bye, 9895.
Seabird 729, hold at begin, descend flight level 130.
Descend flight level 130 and begin hold, speedbird 79.
Not entirely sure which runways are used for the up and down or north and south traffic here, or I guess it would
Tango
be more
Golf
east-west
Sierra,
traffic.
climb now, flight level 170.
I know when VATSIM have been online and we've used them, they've sent us down Juliet to do this little link and then down on hotels, so that's the way I tend to follow it. Now if I go the other way, I take hotel back.
Sorry, station calling, say again.
Up heading just northeast.
Qatari 012, London, Roger, score Haydn.
Here's the end of the runway coming up. Looking for traffic, not seeing anything. We'll check the TCAS when we turn it on.
Climb now, flight level 80.
If there's anything out there when we get there.
Now, allow 06.
Coming around the corner,
Turn left, heading 095
pull up to
degrees.
the line. This is the Cat 2, Cat 3 line. They want us a little bit
Tango,
further away.
Golf Sierra, turn
When
left,
weather
heading
conditions are
095
that bad,
degrees,
this is the
please.
normal hold line.
095 degrees,
We're
Golf
going to pull
Sierra.
up to now. So now that we're here, fuel flow check. We'll reset our numbers. We're looking for equal fuel flow, which we have. V speeds are confirmed, 133, 134, 138 MCP is set, 148, 042, and 28,000 feet of flight level 280. Nav data is all set and entered in, looking good. Radios are also set. So ready for takeoff. We're going to turn our position lights to strobe and steady. Taxi lights coming off, turn off lights coming on, landing lights are on. Transponder, we're going to roll down on here and turn it on TARA. We're going to turn on our traffic on both sides. You can now see. I'm also going to turn on my data so I can see my restrictions. Not worried about train here. We'll leave that off. Runway is identified 04 when we are at Hotel 1. Approach path is clear, so we're going to move out and take position.
Italia 97 uniform, roger. Odeon 602, descend part number 130. Easy 136 Golf, turn left heading 055 degrees.
So you can see with these jets, it's about 25 minutes we've been going, so once you're in and starting to set up and everything, and we're not dealing with passengers, so we didn't have to worry about that. We just went right from being ready to go to leaving. It takes about 20 to 25 minutes to get these jets up and going and ready for takeoff, taxied out, and lined up on the runway.
316 low, 90.
Easy 136 Golf, climb, flight level 170.
Alright. So there we are. So brakes are set. Elapsed time is running and we are ready to go. So engine's up to 40%.
We're passing 3,300, climbing out to 5,000.
Travel 2958 London, Roger,
Engines are up and stable, brakes released, takeoff power set.
And radar heading 100 degrees, shuttle 2958.
Egypt Air 778, turn right heading 115,
Check.
climb flight level 170.
Climbing level 150 until heading 115 degrees, Egypt Air
Check.
778.
Seabird 315, you can reduce the holding speed, hold at begin.
We were derated on the takeoff, so we're not going as fast as we could, but it's easier on the engines, keeps the noise down. A little bit of wind there. Gear up. There we go, get out of that ground turbulence.
150 reduce the holding speed.
150 Big Tiger, reducing holding speed, Tiger Ridge, unit 602.
Seabird 9225, descend.
There we go. So autopilot is on. Auto brakes are set to off. Gear lever is set to off. Engine start switches are now off. Runway turn off lights are off. Nose is coming down for acceleration. Get rid of that, bring our map back up. We do have some altitude restrictions as we come out of here. 5,000 feet at the Barkway VOR, and at Nugbo it's 5,000 feet as well. And then we can start climbing out to our cruise altitude. A little bit of traffic in front of us, probably coming into land. There's our turn. We'll flaps up.
602, turn left in 305 degrees.
305 degrees, James 602.
Good afternoon, Speedbird 64 Golf, passing 2,900, climbing 6,000, Dover departure.
64 Golf, London, Roger, score Kaiden.
Hi then, Speedbird 64 Golf.
German St. Charlie, turn right heading 100 degrees.
We're turning right heading
Should have traffic passing
Egypt Air 778, turn
ahead of us.
heading 095 degrees.
095 degrees, Egypt Air
and slightly higher. Come off to level off at 5,000 feet. Yeah, traffic is past us now. 1,000 feet above us over that way, coming into land.
33 Delta, climb flight level 90.
Flight level 90, 33 Delta.
Egypt Air 778, heading to London 134.
We're regular turns on the departure. 250 knots.
778.
Is set. Cabin pressurization is fine. We're popping out of the tops of the clouds now. At about 5,000 feet. So we're going to surf here for a bit until we get to Nugbo, which is about 10 miles away.
602, reduce the holding speed now.
So like I said, we'll give you some views as we go. We're going to climb up to our cruise, and we'll rejoin as we descend down towards 10,000 feet and our final arrival and approach into Jersey. See you then.
Seabird 9225, resume owner.
Alright, so that's us coming down through 20,000 feet, flight level 200. You can see on the map we're out over the channel here. And we've got the coast of France coming into view, some of the Channel Islands. We're going to be going past Guernsey and, as mentioned, down to Jersey. Basically, we're going to fly down over the VOR, make a left turn, loop around, and come in for the ILS for runway 26. So we're currently slowly descending down at 270 knots, coming through 19,000 feet, or flight level 190. It's a nice gentle descent. Current weather down in Jersey as of 13 minutes ago. Skies are clear. Winds are 330 at 8 knots, so still favoring runway 26. It's going to give us a 7 knot crosswind, 3 knot headwind. We're looking at 10 miles of visibility, and apparently there's no clouds. The ceiling is clear, unlimited, no clouds. So we'll see. I see cloud on the horizon, so it may be moving into the area, though it is clear off in this way.
33760, au revoir, with 4265.
So we're looking good. Lena is the entry point into the arrival. We're going in on the Lena 1 Juliet. That will take us down towards the VOR at Jersey itself. We've got that tuned in. You can see the JSY VOR 50 miles away. That's 50 miles from the airport. And we're pointing towards it. There's the indicator there. We're going to pop down now. We're going to put in our fixed information that we always do. So EGJJ is the Jersey airport. We're going to put in our 4-mile ring, which is kind of like our short final ring. We'll put in our 10-mile ring. We want to be lined up and basically more or less stable as we come in there. We're also going to put in the extended runway center line, so we have that. So that's going to run off at 083 degrees. And that will run for 20 miles. And that puts that in there. So that gives us our line. You can see the 20-mile ring around the airport now. So there's our turn. We're now on the arrival, coming up on flight level 160. Coast of France. This is the Cherbourg Peninsula.
100 Charlie. 100 Charlie. 100 Charlie. Contact Barcelona 135-555. Au revoir. 135-555 with the 100 Charlie. Au revoir, bonsoir.
So we got the little island there. We got Jersey further over, or Guernsey further over than Jersey down over here, and some traffic in the air around us. It's nice to see.
Croix Larmanque 2801, contact Roma.
So we're basically going to come down to a waypoint just off the tip here, the Angla waypoint, and then we'll turn further out and head down towards the island. I think that is it there. So we'll be manually managing our speed as we come down. As we approach 11,000 feet, we'll slow to 245 knots. When we cross overhead of the airport itself, we will, or the VOR will slow down to 200. As we get ready to come in.
Frequency 132525.
So the line you're seeing there, which is the 145 or 124 degree radial, that's the outbound course over the VOR as we go to the teardrop.
127-125.
It's showing up on there. And then you can see the extended runway center line. coming off the runway. Airport is right there.
191 November, contact Marseille 132-490.
As we come in, and of course, the nav 1 is tuned into the ILS on 110.3
November, au revoir.
and a 260 degree or 63 degree set. So base turn is restricted to a maximum 185 knots. So coming over the Jersey VOR, we'll get down to 185. And the DME reads 0 at the runway 26 threshold. Alright, so that is all good. So we're going to be 185 by the time we get to the Jersey VOR. So we may be slowing down a little more in advance. We will see. There's our turn. And we're now heading in towards the Jersey VOR. Anyway, there's 12,000 feet. So we'll start slowing down now. We'll get that down to 245. And then we do have a deceleration point mark there. So the aircraft will level out and allow us to slow down a little bit more. That is Jersey there. The airport's on this side, so we're going to fly over, out around the water, and fly over the island to the airport.
Mike, devant Kilo Alpha.
It's 10,000 feet coming up. We're going to start to slow down. We'll get the landing lights on.
Bonjour, Alpha 1413, level 3502 red, non? Line 1413, bonjour, direct Nildu. Nildu, merci, Alpha 1413.
So for descent checks, destination weather, we've already gotten obtained arrival data is set. We're flaps 40, 131 knot arrival speed. Landing altitude, we'll enter that in now as we're descending down. The airport elevation is 277 feet, so we're going to make that 300 feet for the landing. Radios are all set. Localizer, ILS frequency, and courses are all dialed in. As you can see, we are on 110.3, course of 263 is set, and we are good there. Engine anti-ice not required. Recall is done. We are good. Fuel quantity is checked. MCP is set. We're at platform altitude as we descend down. Altimeters, we got the transition set of 1018 put in, and minimums we've got set as well. Minimums of 427 feet, which is 200 feet above the ground. So we're through 10,000 feet, cabin pressurizing nicely, landing lights are on, runway turnoff lights are on, we'll get the logo light on as well, seatbelt signs, we'll just ding the back, make sure that Fred's back there and he's got everything put away, and we are ready for landing. So as we come in, we'll do our approach checks. Nav, course, and frequency again are all set and checked. Speeds are within limits. We're down to 248 now, so we're going to go to flaps 5. At this point, we're also going to come down and arm the speed brake. Flaps are in transit. Speed's coming back. We're 12 miles out from Jersey. Flaps 5 coming in. There is a tower somewhere around here, 812-foot radio tower. Let's keep an eye out for that. Should be fine going past it. No concerns. There's 8,000 feet.
Et vous êtes pour un sacré vol là?
Oui, il veut 15 heures à force de faire des raccourcis, on va faire pas
see our outbound track on that radial off the VOR. Now we loop around. She's not connecting properly because of our speed, which is fine. We're going to start bringing that down now. 200 knots. And that will start to close in as our speed comes back. And we're going to switch that over to 10 miles. 7,000 feet, flight level 70. We're going to switch over to local pressure now. And as soon as our speed gets below 210 knots, we're going to go to flaps 10. There's the island. It's not a big island.
Itinéraire 655, contact Alger 125.4. Au revoir.
But most of their stuff comes in air freight or by the sea.
1254, bye bye, Tunisia 655.
Alright, we're going to bring our speed down to 185. And we're below 210 knots, so flaps 10. That'll help us slow down a little bit as well.
Marseille, bonjour, maintain the max restriction. New stroke 1742, direct
Keep
Mike
that
Hotel
drag
November.
coming out. So we're picking up the localizer and glide slope. There we are coming down. There's the airport over there.
Turk 651, maintain max
Turn.
number 77 or greater.
I'll bring the speed back to 180. It's a maximum of 185 in the turn. So we'll bring it slightly below that. And we're looking good. So we've lost the localizer, or we've lost the glide slope. We have the localizer. We'll pick up the glide when we come back around the other way. So engine 1 and 2 start switches are now to continuous.
Marcel 1879990, reaching
Auto brakes are set to 3.
7990, contact Marseille 12885.
And we'll go manual if we need to.
2885 with Marcel 17990.
If we come in here and quickly go to performance tool and we do our landing information, we can import, and calculate. Our airport altitude is required. Airport altitude is 277. Sorry. Runway heading is. Oh, you're supposed to report from the OFP. Oh, gotta select the runway 26. That's all good. Landing flaps 30, anti-ice, auto brakes 3, tax on.
Good night.
Alright, wants max auto brakes, so we're going to max auto brakes. Yeah, I'll be with you in a second. We're almost done. So we're coming around for the intercept.
Climb flight level 290. Ryanair 8 Tango Juliet, contact program 127-125, au revoir. 7320 Mobista. 8 Tango Juliet, good ride.
We've got 5,500 feet for the landing.
Who is calling?
There's the glide slope. Alright, so approach mode is armed.
Bonjour, du military activity, fly direct
With you in a few minutes.
Echo Romeo,
I'll lay down.
India, November, and after airplane direct
Around, we're 10 miles out. We're going to bring our speed back to 165 knots. Not sure what happened there.
We are flying to Bati, 37 miles to Bati, level 370.
Why that cut out.
Okay, you're on, okay, 2 X-ray Delta, it's 13308. X-ray,
Be in approach mode.
2500.
Ryanair 3859.
Passé, bonsoir, warning 4 Mike Victor, flight level 30 on course
Gear
to
coming down.
Tinox.
Warning 4 Mike Victor, bonjour, direct Elvop.
Not sure what should have done. I might have accidentally brushed something when just getting Molly here.
Ryanair 37 Whiskey, bonjour, direct
4 Mike Victor.
Coming in for the glide slope, speed coming back.
4996,
A
contact
little bit
Roma,
breezy.
127, 125, over.
Marcel Roger, Ryanair 3859er, flight level 360.
Ryanair 3859, bonjour, descend flight level
Set our RAF at about
340, Ryanair
40.
direct Pelouse.
I don't know, VNAV disconnected, don't know why.
Saint-Tropez right now.
Saint-Tropez, Ryanair 3859er.
Out 7152, climb flight level 330.
Command 7150, climb flight level 330.
So gear down 3, green flaps down.
1000.
Ryanair 4644, descend flight level
Yeah, something weird happened there,
to be
but
steady by
we're not doing too bad.
Level 290 to be steady by Elbow.
131, so we're going to want 136. Get that speed down.
Passé, bonsoir, tunnel 999, landing flight level 330 to Pelouse.
Airbus 51, bonjour, confirme le flight level 124, 305,
124 305 pour Airbus 151.
Big things always to fly the plane when something like that happens. It's 500 feet. I have control.
Unidad 999, so climb and maintain
that
level
little wind out of the
330,
right.
direct Pelouse.
Climb and maintain 330, direct Pelouse, tunnel 999.
Parfait, Airbus 151, bonsoir, on arrive au 350.
Continue.
Airbus 151, bonjour, maintenez niveau 350 atteignant, vous êtes sur quel point?
There's that
Vous pouvez
crosswind.
répéter?
Vous êtes sur quelle balise en direct?
40.
Là, on est direct au LED et ensuite c'est au Blan, pardon, ensuite c'est Bélix.
Gear down.
Ryanair 3859, avec Marseille 13376, au revoir.
13760, Ryanair 3859er.
Manual brakes there, and we are off at Delta. Alright, well, not the best landing I've ever done.
Maroc 715,
But we got her in.
direct Bisba, climb flight level
So welcome to the Isle of
350.
Jersey.
Comac 7150, direct to Bisbach, climb flight level 350.
Alright, we are clear of the runway, so flaps coming up. Speed brakes are disarmed. Transponder.
32 Lima Tango, contact Barcelona.
Standby.
555.
Position lights to steady.
Barcelona 135, 555, Iberia 32 Lima
Landing
Tango.
lights, turn off lights are off. Taxi light is on. Come off. Come up to our probe heats. They will come off.
Tuner 999, contact Roma
you up
127
and going.
125. Au revoir.
127, 125, au revoir, tunnel 999.
Auto brakes will come off.
Nouvel Air 521,
Here's
contactez Roma
caution.
127
Let's see if it'll
125.
give us no suitable parking. Of course. So we're going to head down to, like I said, spot 16.
Ryanair 4644, contact Barcelona 132655. Au revoir.
Which is
132 655 and 46.
located over here. Here's the main terminal. We flew the BAE 146 out of here one day. I think we flew something out of here for one of the VATSIM events as well, headed up to Manchester, I think it was. we're going to come down here. And we're basically going to go to the far end. This is 23. I'm just going to count them down. 22, 21. 19. It's going to be the second last one, basically, and it's coming up here. We will turn off the taxi light as we pull in. We're a bit big for here, but they can unload us and leave these side spots open. There we go. Let's get her tucked in so the tail is clear. Something like that. Alright, so here we are. The engine's back into idle and the parking brake is on. Alright, so the APU generators are now coming online. The parking brake is set. Alright, just going through everything up top. So, fuel control levers are coming offline. APU bleeds are on. We'll open the isolation valve. Recirculation fans will go off. Engine bleeds will go off. Anti-collision light is off. Logo light will come off. Ground equipment coming in. We'll shut down the fuel pumps except for the one for the APU. Flight directors are now off. We'll clear the caution. There we go.
This parking is too small for your aircraft. The boarding requested.
And they can come in and, who's gonna, International Airline Group can handle the deboarding for today. Alright, so that's gonna do it, guys. They're gonna start unloading the aircraft. We've made this cargo flight here down to Jersey. Hope you enjoyed. We'll be flying our next cargo flight out of here to wherever they want us to go. So enjoy your time here on the beautiful Isle of Jersey. We will see you all on the next one. Bye for now.